On a Tuesday, the Keurig in the break room blinks to scale like a tiny siren. The plastic spoons are stuck together. The fridge hums at a tired pitch. You peel open a paper packet of generic sweetener. You keep your head down while they talk cars and crypto. You say you still need someone to explain index funds to you, like you're asking where the stapler went. No one looks at your phone. No one sees the number you saw last night, the one that made your throat go still. It was not a yacht moment. It was a quiet kitchen light moment, your thumb hovering, the screen blue on your face. You stir until the clumps go away. You tell a joke about overdrawing in college. You let them nod. On a Tuesday, with the microwave door cracked and splattered, you feel the secret settle its weight. Something changed. Not on the outside. In the way you breathe between sentences. Your mother kept a Folgers can under the sink, behind the dishwasher pods that never fit right. When you were 9, she let you hold it. It smelled like damp coffee and pennies. On a Tuesday night, you watched her spread envelopes on the vinyl. Rent, lights, gas. The one marked groceries got sealed with tape. She said it kept her honest. She said the bank made her nervous. Once, the card machine at the Save-A-Lot beeped like an alarm. The manager talked low like he knew your mother. You held a bag of off-brand cereal and looked at the floor tiles, white squares turning gray where the feet always hit. She did not look at you. She just went quiet and wrote a check that made her hand shake. Later, at home, she put 3 tens in the can and pressed the lid down with her palm. She told you, we don't talk about money. We just make sure the heat comes on. You learn to fold things small, lunches, wants, words. You learn to watch the door for the mail, the way a person watches weather. A Tuesday is heavy when you are waiting for a due date. It sticks to the week. You grew up in Ohio, by a state route, with a billboard that never changed. Your mother drove past in a Taurus that whined. She turned up the radio, and you watched her swallow it. You started with a card at 23.99% that felt like a slow leak. You stopped ordering takeout on Thursdays. You called the number and asked for a lower rate. They said no. So you moved the balance, once, then twice, then you killed it. You set your 401k at 10% because the match was 4 up to 4. You picked the boring fund with a date in its name. You told people you forgot your login. On a Tuesday after work, you met a man behind a strip mall. He rolled up a unit door, 2 snack machines and a soda machine. You counted bills and paid him $1,500. He handed you keys on a bent ring. You bought pretzels and cans at Sam's Club. You learned to clear coin jams with a butter knife. The first month after product cost, after the location's cut, you wrote it down, $190. You were embarrassed how proud you felt. You rolled quarters on your coffee table while an old game was on mute. Your hands smelled like metal. On a Tuesday, you drove the route in a Honda Civic with the check engine light and told no one. Word got around the office about bonuses. People started buying things that spoke. A watch with a sapphire back. A bar cart for a 1-bedroom. Chase pulled into the lot in a black BMW with paper tags. He parked crooked. At lunch, he said, "I just felt like I earned it." He showed you the lease terms on his phone like a trophy. He asked if you were finally investing. You laughed and said, "Man, I still get nervous with my 401k. You said you wish someone would explain ETFs to you. He gave you a link with an orange rocket in the logo. On a Tuesday, you added a small freezer to your route at a car wash on State Route 18. Bomb pops, drumsticks, cash box that stuck in the heat. You kept a log on yellow paper. $3.25 here, $18.50 there. The month closed at $127 after the vendor's 15%. You wrote it neat, then folded it under a coupon. You fixed a coin mech with a Q-tip and alcohol. You changed a light bulb yourself. Chase revved past after work, windows down, the exhaust doing a fake growl. You waved. He waved like a parade float. The route fed another idea. You spent nights on Craigslist and BizBuySell, scrolling under a table lamp that clicked when you touched it. A tired laundromat off a state route had a landlord willing to lease you the space and the machines. Not own, not yet. $2,200 a month triple net, month to month on the old Dexter washers. You brought a plumber on a Saturday. He shook his head, then nodded once. On a Tuesday you signed. You bought a rolling cart for quarters and a safe you had to bolt to the floor. 18 top loaders at $2.75 a wash, 12 dryers at $1.50 a cycle. You put new bulbs in the cracked ceiling fixtures. 4 weeks in, your notebook said $2,460 in quarters. Soap vending brought $88. The water bill was $312. Gas ran $198. You paid a high school kid $240 to mop and lock up. You drank a vending Coke and watched lint swirl. You also added a dirt strip by a billboard in exchange for $700 a month, no maintenance, a check that came like rain. You logged all of it in a spreadsheet named TuesdayNotes.xlsx, even when it happened on a Friday. You told your mother the laundromat was a side job helping a friend. She nodded like she used to nod at weather reports. She asked if your heat was working. You said yes, and changed the subject. At work, Chase began inviting people to his rooftop. You were washing towels at closing. He said, "You gotta live a little." You smiled and said, "Maybe next time," like you were saving for a vacation you'd never post. You dated someone kind. She liked farmers markets and hand soap that cost $14. On a Tuesday, you canceled dinner because the change machine jammed. She said she understood, then the texts slowed. You almost told her about the spreadsheet named TuesdayNotes.xlsx. You almost told her what the billboard check felt like in your hand. You deleted the drafts. Your friends compared travel cards. You kept one with no annual fee and a scratched face. Your Honda Civic ticked in the lot, check engine light glowing like a sunrise. You could have gone to a dealer that day. You didn't. You learned to ignore certain kinds of sound, bragging about rates, raised talk, a joke about your shoes. Rooms in your life no one can enter grew larger. The back room of the mat with the mop bucket smell. The space inside your chest where the numbers lived. On a Tuesday at 11 you sat on the floor and sorted quarters into bakery trays. The TV played a game you didn't follow. Your phone lit with a group text from the office. Chase had popped a bottle. You wrote congrats with 2 dots. It happened on a Tuesday, too. The Keurig still blinking, descale. The break room too bright. You opened your phone behind the fridge door like a kid hiding candy. 7 figures, the little comma, sitting there like it had always planned to. You felt your face do nothing. You feel something that isn't pride and isn't relief. It's something quieter than both. You saw the Folgers can under the sink, the white lid with the coffee stain. You saw your mother's hand pressing it down. You thought about the beep at Save-A-Lot, the way she didn't look at you. You will never buy a yacht. You'll probably keep the Civic one more winter. Money did not make the room warmer, not the room that matters. Someone asked if you wanted to go in on a sports bet. You said you don't really get odds. You held the door for them, and your hand shook once, then stopped. On a Tuesday, the Keurig still blinks, but you don't see a chore anymore. You see a little red light that says, keep your own pace. You crack the microwave and wipe a spot with a napkin. Chase laughs about APR and a louder exhaust. You nod and stir powdered creamer until it dissolves. You slip your phone back in your pocket before it lights. The fridge hum evens out. The room is a room again. If no one ever knows what you built, who are you building into? And how quiet can a life be and feel like yours?